The Cosmic Challenge. The gleaming spires of New Washington pierced the amber sky of Mars, their crystalline surfaces reflecting the distant sun like beacons of human achievement. The year was 2045, and humanity had spread its wings beyond Earth, establishing thriving colonies across the solar system. But none could match the grandeur of New Washington, the crown jewel of Martian civilization and headquarters of the United Planetary Defense, UPD. Inside the imposing UPD command center, an unusual silence fell over the assembled dignitaries. The massive doors swung open with a hydraulic hiss, revealing a figure whose presence commanded immediate attention. Donald Trump strode into the chamber, his signature red tie a stark contrast against the sleek, metallic surroundings. At 99 years old, he looked remarkably preserved, thanks to the miracle of advanced medical technology and the reduced Martian gravity. Thank you very much, he began, taking his place at the hovering podium. Folks, we're going to do great things in space, believe me. The crowd of Earth's finest military minds, scientists, and diplomatic representatives leaned forward, hanging on every word. Trump had been appointed as the Supreme Commander of United Planetary Defense just weeks ago, following a series of mysterious alien signals that had put the entire solar system on high alert. Dr. Alara Chen, his chief of staff, stood nearby, her stern expression masking years of expertise in xenopolitics. Her holographic display flickered with constant updates from Earth's far-flung outposts. Something caught her eye, an anomaly in the data stream from Kepler 186f, humanity's most distant colony. Commander, she whispered urgently, approaching Trump paused mid-sentence, his eyes narrowing as he glanced at the concern etched across Dr. Chen's face. Excuse me, folks. I have to take care of some very important business. Very important. We'll be back, don't worry. In the Situation Room, a vast chamber filled with hovering holographic displays, Trump and his senior staff gathered around a central projection. The image showed a massive object, unlike anything human eyes had ever witnessed, hurtling through space directly toward the Kepler colony. What are we looking at? Trump demanded, his face illuminated by the eerie glow of the hologram. Dr. Chen cleared her throat. Sir, our initial scans suggest it's some kind of artificial construct, possibly a weapon of unknown origin. It's on a direct course for Kepler colony, and at its current speed, it will reach them in less than 72 hours. Continued. The holographic displays filled the room with a ghostly blue light as Trump studied the mysterious object. Its surface seemed to shift and change, defying conventional physics. General Shao, a veteran of the Martian wars, stepped forward, his cybernetic eye whirring as it processed the data. Sir, with all due respect, we don't have the firepower to take on something of that size. Our best option might be to evacuate the colony. Trump's face hardened. Evacuate? No. Americans don't run. We win. He turned to Dr. Chen, his voice carrying the weight of command. Get me the best team we have. The best. I want humans, I want friendly aliens, I want the smartest robots, whatever it takes to beat this thing. As the room erupted into frantic activity, Trump stood still, his gaze fixed on the holographic image of the mysterious object. For a moment, the confidence in his demeanor wavered, replaced by a glimmer of genuine concern. We're going to win this one, he said, his voice slow but firm. We have to win. Story continues with detailed descriptions of team assembly, character introductions, and initial strategy planning, last edited 9 minutes ago. First contact. The CSS Axiom cut through the void of space like a silver arrow, its quantum engines humming with barely contained power. In the ship's advanced command center, Trump sat in the captain's chair, surrounded by the most diverse crew ever assembled for a human mission. The vast viewing screen before them showed the star-studded expanse of space, occasionally flickering with mysterious energy signatures from their target. Sir, Captain Zar Vega reported, her cybernetic eye pulsing with data, we're detecting unusual quantum fluctuations ahead. Whatever that object is, it's affecting local spacetime. Trump leaned forward, his expression thoughtful. Local space-time. Sounds expensive. Very expensive. Tell me more about these fluctuations. Dr. Jean Lo, the xenotechnologist, rushed to her instruments, her augmented reality displays flooding with data. Commander, the readings are off the charts. The object appears to be generating its own gravitational field, but it's not behaving according to any known physics. The massive form of Catholic, the Centurion warrior, shifted in his reinforced chair. His species had been Earth's first alien allies, and their martial prowess was legendary. Perhaps it is a weapon after all, he rumbled, designed to tear apart the fabric of space itself. Now, let's not jump to conclusions, Trump said, rising from his chair to pace the bridge. I've dealt with all kinds of situations, folks. Tough situations. Nobody knows tough situations better than me. And I can tell you, sometimes things aren't what they seem. Suddenly, the ship's AI, Synth IA, spoke up, her holographic form materializing beside Trump. Commander, I'm detecting a signal. It appears to be singing. Singing. Trump raised an eyebrow. Like Broadway? Or more like those K-pop folks? Before anyone could respond, the bridge speakers came alive with an otherworldly melody. It was neither music nor language, but something in between, a harmonic mathematical sequence that seemed to bypass their ears and speak directly to their minds. Rajal, the Proximan diplomat, his crystalline skin refracting the bridge lights, closed his multifaceted eyes in concentration. This is unprecedented, he whispered. The harmonics suggest a civilization far beyond our current understanding. The melody shifted, and suddenly words began forming in their minds, translated through some unknown mechanism. Representatives of Earth, you have entered the testing grounds. Prepare for evaluation. Trump straightened his tie, a habit he'd maintained through decades of high-stakes negotiations. Testing grounds? Listen, folks, nobody tests Donald Trump. I do the testing. Ask anyone. Continued. The alien presence seemed to pause, as if considering his words. Then the melody returned, more complex than before. Your species stands at a crossroads. The next phase of your evolution awaits. But first, you must prove you're worthy. Trump scoffed. Look at what we've built. We have the best ships, the best colonies. Nobody colonizes like we do. Just look at Mars, beautiful red planet, totally transformed. We did that. Dr. Lee's instruments suddenly lit up like a Christmas tree. Commander. The object, its changing configuration. On the main viewer, they watched in awe as the massive construct began to unfold like an impossible origami, revealing layers upon layers of technology that defied comprehension. Its surface rippled with patterns of light that seemed to form and dissolve faster than the human eye could track. Beautiful, Trump muttered, genuinely impressed. Very high-end. But let me tell you something, we humans, we're full of surprises too. Captain Vega, take us closer. Let's show them what Earth diplomacy looks like. As the Axiom moved forward, the alien construct released a pulse of energy that washed over the ship like a wave. For a moment, every electronic device on board flickered, including Captain Vega's cybernetic enhancements. Sir, she reported, blinking her organic eye as her synthetic one recalibrated, they just scanned us. Every atom. And I think they're laughing. Story continues with the crew facing their first major challenge and Trump preparing to negotiate with an intelligence far beyond human comprehension, last edited 16 minutes ago. The cosmic trial. The alien construct had transformed into what appeared to be a vast crystalline labyrinth, its transparent corridors stretching for miles in every direction. The CSS Axiom hovered near an opening that seemed to have formed specifically for them, like an invitation they couldn't refuse. Well, folks, Trump announced, adjusting his special spacesuit with the presidential seal, looks like we've got ourselves a maze. Nobody does mazes better than me, believe me. I used to build them in my golf courses, very exclusive, very challenging. Dr. Jean Lee's handheld scanner was going haywire. Commander, the structure's composition is impossible. It's simultaneously solid and fluid, existing in multiple quantum states at once. It's like nothing we've ever encountered. Cathek, the Centurion warrior, gripped his energy lance tighter. On my world, we have a saying, the most beautiful trap is still a trap. Trump turned to face his diverse crew, his expression serious but determined. Listen up, folks. These aliens think they can test us. Well, we're going to show them what Earth is made of. And let me tell you, we're made of some very tough stuff, the toughest. The alien melody returned, this time with clear instructions: enter the labyrinth of truth. Face the trials. Prove your worth. Sir, Captain Vega interjected, protocol dictates that you should remain on the ship while we... Protocol? Trump waved dismissively. Where we're going, we don't need protocol. Besides, nobody makes deals like Trump. Just ask anyone. As they prepared to enter the crystalline structure, Cynthia's holographic form flickered with concern. Commander, I'm detecting multiple energy signatures throughout the labyrinth. It appears to be reconfiguring itself continuously. A dynamic environment, Rajal observed, his crystalline skin reflecting the ethereal light. Perhaps it adapts to our choices, testing not just our abilities but our very nature. The team entered through what appeared to be an airlock, though it functioned like no airlock they'd ever seen. The entrance sealed behind them with a sound like wind chimes, and they found themselves in a corridor that seemed to be made of pure light. Continued. Their first challenge presented itself immediately. The corridor split into 3 paths, each emanating a different color of light, one gold, one silver, and one a deep, pulsing red. Above each path, alien symbols shifted and changed, eventually forming into English words. Gold path, the way of wealth and prosperity. Silver path, the way of knowledge and wisdom. Red path, the way of power and dominion. Trump studied the paths, his face illuminated by the shifting lights. Interesting choice they're giving us here. Very interesting. Commander, Rajal advised, in my experience with advanced civilizations, such choices often carry deep symbolic. We're taking all 3 paths, Trump announced. Everyone stared at him. Sir, Captain Vega said carefully, we can't split up. It's too dangerous. Who said anything about splitting up? Trump smiled, reaching into his suit pocket and pulling out what appeared to be a golden golf ball. You see, folks, I had our friends at Area 51 whip up a few surprises before we left. Very special technology, the best. He tossed the golf ball into the air, and suddenly it expanded, transforming into 3 identical golden spheres that hovered at eye level. Quantum entangled probes, Dr. Lu gasped. But that's theoretical technology. Not anymore, Trump grinned. We're going to send these beautiful devices down each path, gathering intel in real time. Because let me tell you something, when they designed this test, they didn't expect Trump. Nobody expects Trump. Story continues with the team using their innovative approach to navigate the labyrinth, facing philosophical and physical challenges that test their understanding of wealth, knowledge, and power. Last edited 18 minutes ago. The Quantum Gambit. The quantum probe sent cascading waves of data back to the team as they explored each path simultaneously. The crystalline walls around them pulsed with increasing intensity, as if responding to their unconventional approach to the test. Sir, Dr. Lu called out, her eyes widening as she studied the readings from the gold path probe. The wealth corridor is showing impossible images, alternate Earths, each one more prosperous than the last. But there's something wrong with them, they're empty. No people, just endless cities of gold. Through the silver path probe, they witnessed vast libraries of knowledge, containing secrets of the universe that made even Cynthia's quantum processors struggle to comprehend. The red path revealed visions of unimaginable power, technology that could reshape planets, move stars, and bend reality itself. Trump watched all three feeds with unusual intensity. Notice something, folks. They're showing us exactly what we expect to see. Too perfect, like those fake news broadcasts back in the old days. Very dishonest, very unfair. Catholic growled in agreement, his warrior instincts triggering. A deception within a deception. The true test lies elsewhere. Suddenly, all three probes caught something extraordinary, a slight shimmer in the air, a ripple in the perfect illusions. Trump's eyes narrowed. There. Did you see it? Rajal, what do your fancy diplomat senses tell you about that? The Proximan's crystalline skin flickered with excitement. Commander, I believe we're seeing gaps in their projection. Like a theater set with spaces between the backdrops. Exactly. Trump snapped his fingers. You know, back when I was building hotels, beautiful hotels, the best hotels, I learned something important. Sometimes the real opportunity isn't in the obvious places. It's in the spaces in between. Captain Vega's cybernetic eye whirred as she processed this information. Sir, are you suggesting? We make our own path, Trump declared. These aliens think they're so smart with their fancy quantum tests. But let me tell you something about quantum mechanics, nobody really understands it. Nobody. So why play by their rules? Continued. The team watched in amazement as Trump pulled out another device from his suit, a small, diamond-shaped object that gleamed with an inner light. Area 51's other little gift, he explained. They call it the reality render. Very expensive, very classified. The aliens aren't the only ones who can play with quantum physics. Dr. Lee's scientific curiosity overcame her caution. Commander, if that device does what I think it does, it could destabilize the entire construct. Exactly, Trump smiled. Sometimes to win the game, you have to flip the board. But don't worry, I've been flipping boards my whole life. Nobody flips boards better than me. As he activated the device, the crystalline walls around them began to vibrate at a frequency that set their teeth on edge. The perfect illusions in all three paths started to crack, revealing glimpses of something else behind them, a truth that the aliens had carefully hidden. Look! Cynthia's holographic form pointed at a new pattern emerging in the quantum static. They're not testing our response to wealth, knowledge, or power. They're testing our ability to see beyond them. The alien melody returned, but this time it seemed different, surprised, almost impressed, unexpected solution. Analyzing response. Story continues with the team discovering the true nature of the alien test and Trump's unconventional approach leading to unexpected revelations about humanity's place in the cosmic order. The final negotiation. The reality renders effect rippled through the quantum construct, peeling away layers of illusion like pages from a cosmic book. As the false paths dissolved, a new space materialized around them, a vast chamber that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Now this, Trump declared, straightening his tie, is more like it. Very high-end, definitely the penthouse level. Before them stood, or rather existed, the true forms of their alien testers. They were beings of pure energy and thought, their consciousness manifesting as intricate patterns of light and mathematics that danced through the air. Corrupt data, the aliens communicated, their melody tinged with what could only be described as bewilderment. Humanity has exceeded expected parameters. Recalculating. Trump stepped forward, his confidence unwavering. Listen, folks, let me tell you something about parameters. They're like regulations, sometimes you need to know when to break them. And nobody breaks parameters better than me. Dr. Lee's instruments were going haywire. Commander, they're generating quantum fluctuations that could rewrite the fundamental laws of physics in this sector. They can try, Trump replied, pulling out one final device from his suit. But we've got something they didn't count on. The ultimate trump card. It was a simple red button, labeled with a single word, Covfefe. Sir, Captain Vega warned, using untested technology against a Type 3 civilization could make the greatest deal in human history, Trump finished. Trust me, I know these types. Very sophisticated, very advanced, but they still think like developers. And nobody knows developers like Trump. Continued. The alien beings swirled around them, their patterns becoming increasingly complex. Explain anomaly. Human species showed 99.9% probability of choosing conventional paths. Current scenario impossibility. Impossibility? Trump laughed. Let me tell you about impossibility. They said it was impossible to build a tower with my name on it. Did it? They said it was impossible to become president. Did it? They said it was impossible for humans to colonize Mars. Look at us now. The only thing impossible is predicting what humans will do next. Kathik raised his energy lance. Commander, they're attempting to rewrite the test parameters. Wrong move, Trump said, his finger hovering over the Covfefe button. Very wrong move. You see, folks, while you were busy scanning us, we were scanning you. And we found something very interesting. Rajal's crystalline form vibrated with sudden understanding. The quantum entanglement, it works both ways. Exactly. Trump's eyes twinkled. Every test has two sides, the tester and the tested. But here's the thing about Trump, sometimes the deal you think you're making isn't the deal at all. He pressed the button. The Covfefe device activated, sending waves of pure chaos theory through the quantum field. The aliens' careful calculations began to unravel, their perfect predictions dissolving into a sea of infinite possibilities. Unprecedented, the aliens broadcast. Chaos factor integrated into decision matrix. Humanity passes. The story concludes with humanity being welcomed into a greater galactic community, but on their own terms, with Trump's unconventional approach proving that sometimes the best way to pass a test is to rewrite its rules entirely.